Hello everybody, Dick Shredder here once again with another installment of Get Out and Do More. If you haven't seen any of my previous shows, I cover the ins and outs on how to get the right gear and get out and simply do more. So we've covered footwear, backpacks, and water filters. How about where you will sleep for the night in this episode? I assumed you said yes, so let's get right into it. Tents are the go-to sleeping shelter, but it's not the only one, you know. I myself have become a big hammock camper. It's light, small, and off the ground, which I love about it. The only downside to a hammock is if there are not any trees. But a tent has a downside too. If there's no flat ground or a very uneven surface, it's kind of hard to find a place to set it up. So let's get into how to decide how big of a tent you will want. And it's pretty simple. One-person tents are light and small and fast, but not very spacious. So most of the time, a good amount of your gear will be sitting on the outside of the tent or in the vestibule. A nice two-person tent is usually, oddly enough, what a single person will go with. So they have space in the tent for all their gear and then some. Traveling with a friend, you ask? I recommend a three-person tent so all of your guys' gear can go inside the tent. Plus, a three-person tent split between two people is a lot lighter than one person carrying a one-person tent and another person carrying a one-person tent. Tents are pretty simple, and there are three rules to go by. One, don't cheap out on a tent. The North Face, MSR, and Big Agnes are usually my go-tos, and they're amazing, and they're usually only about $100 more than your standard Canadian Tire. Plus, they are usually lighter and actually will last a heck of a lot lighter. Number two, no matter what, you should always get a footprint for your tent, which is just another piece of material that goes between the ground and your tent. Usually costing about $30 to $60, and it's a lot cheaper than buying a brand new tent because you ripped the bottom of your tent. And number three is always make sure that it's waterproof, and waterproof it as well. Spray it down, keep care of it, and don't kind of fold it all into random ways. Now, the way to avoid the ground altogether is my preferred way of camping. Enter the world of hammock camping. You're off the ground, which is awesome, but the best thing about the hammock is the fact that you're not enclosed into a tent with all that hot, muggy air that you generate during the night. A bug net and a rain tarp, and you're pretty much a floating tent. Eno is my go-to hammock, and it can be decked out for any weather situation. Hot and dry summers without any bugs, well, you can just string it in between two trees and lay down under the stars. Or you can even go as far as wrapping it with down wraps around the hammock, and you are set for very cold winters. I myself have actually camped in -40 in my hammock. I especially like the hammock for winter camping because your gear actually dries out a heck of a lot faster than inside the tent with all that hot, muggy air we were talking about before. Also, with the hammock, you will need less space to set up. And if you and your buddies all have hammocks, you can set them up like bunk beds, which is awesome. You guys share the same rain tarp, and you're all like stacked above each other. It's great. I recommend checking out animatedknots.com as well to learn a couple of great knots that don't come undone but aren't also impossible to untie. In short, hammocks and tents are both great ways to go camp. Both have pros and cons, but they will both supply a comfortable sleep until the morning. Once again, I'm Dick Shredder with Get Out and Do More. Now, get out and explore the earth. Have a good day.